Hi, hi.
This is Miss Hawa.
Huh?
Hawa, yeah, she's our
How are you?
legal officer.
Oh,
So
nice to meet you.
We've been going through all the details. I know originally I said I'd only check the contract, but I actually wanted more information.
Okay.
So I actually went to the land department as well.
Wow, really?
So
Thank you.
we wanted to get a little bit more information on it. Our analysis of it is you have a very high success of winning the case. I, in my report, was going to put 80% plus. Howard has actually rechecked everything, and she says it's easily 90% of success.
It's because of what? Because of the contract or because of the case, everything?
Because of the contract, there is a deadline of 8 months where he has to achieve certain things. And what was the date that the 8 months finished?
26 November, but right now.
Yeah.
This agreement is made on 26 November last year.
Yeah.
So he must do something about transfer about ownership to him, something like that, or do something more than this.
That's it. And you know, he's got a list of events that he has to complete in that period of time, and he's not made any effort. And that's why I wanted to go to the land department. It would seem that there was one very simple thing he had to do, which was go down, sign a document, and pay. We know the amount. We've actually seen the invoice. There is an invoice there waiting for him. It's only 6,000 baht to start the process. He's not even engaged in processing that small fee and a signature. So there is what we're trying to do is get a win situation for you, which is I think the easiest thing to chase would be the sale, rather than chase the money. Because chasing the money, we would have the similar process, which is number one, we would advise that we make a police report. Writing a police report is going to, nobody likes a police report against them, especially living on a small island like this.
Sorry, what? Nobody what?
Nobody likes a police report. And the police report would be that he has not kept his side of the deal. This would be step number one. On the basis of...
You want to report to the police?
Yeah.
I've done this already twice.
Yeah. But we would be writing a different type of police report this time, which would be...
More official or...
It's more official.
Giving them more pressure.
That's it. That's it. And once we know that we've got, for example, like a legal firm behind it, then hopefully will be a little bit more action. I'm going to, in my opinion, write down what next steps we would probably make. So number one would be the police report. Number two would be start to try to locate the owner. If we have the owner, if we manage to communicate with him and actually say, are you wanting to sell this land, yes or no? And if he agrees that he's still wanting to go ahead, we're going to be acting as a mediator in between. He's got a problem. He'll have a bigger problem if he doesn't stick to the contract and sell the land.
Yeah.
That's challenge number one. If he accepts and agrees to continue with everything, then we can legally assist and be that middle person. Then the next challenge is the bank. We need to get the bank to accept. As long as the owner accepts, he's not going to be getting any of that 2.7 million. But if the bank agree that they will accept the 2.7 million and cut you the half a rye, we don't care what happens with the rest of the land. All we're interested.
But what if like the money the bank wants exceeds that the rest of the like 70%, 75%?
Yeah. So originally you said there was around 5 rye. Because we've only done a basic due diligence, a basic check at the land department, we would have to do further investigation exactly how much land is connected to that. On the very basic checks we've done, I feel there's around 12 rye.
What? That means the whole land is 12 rye?
I believe so. This is what I would need to do more investigation.
Did you see the documents attached to the contract?
Yeah.
It shows somehow, I think, shows like how big it is it?
Yeah, so I believe we'd have to do more investigation, but it's possible that it's not just connected to that land, that the 27 million that you're referring to is connected to more land.
More land? Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So therefore the 27 million is not just to, so my point is the bank want a resolution as well. They don't want a police report and court action causing any...
No, everybody sees that as a headache.
That's it. Yeah. We're all trying to avoid court because it's very expensive, and therefore, you know, you started the deal, which is you wanted to buy the land, provided he still wants to sell it, and then the bank, we would then have to negotiate with the bank to confirm the 2.7 million will not be going to the owner, but will be going direct to you. Will you accept cutting and allowing that half a right to our client? And that would be my procedure. So where possible, trying to avoid court. That is our preferred option. Worst case, we write the police report, we contact the owner, the owner is not being cooperative, or even if the owner is being cooperative but the bank won't accept, then we have no option then to speak with you again and to say those options are not open to us, therefore the only option is court.
Yes.
And with the court, as we said in our previous meeting, we want to be one of the first ones legally stamping a financial connection to the land plot. Obviously, the bank has first rights.
Priority, yeah.
They will have first because they will be the ones that put the injunction on holding it, putting it up for. It will go online on a government website for sale. Once it is sold, then it would sell them as a priority, being paid plus any interest. And then after that, it will be any other debtors. These are not small debtors; these are legal debtors that have actually done it through an injunction through court. Yeah.
But I also because this is the worst case, right?
Right now, the court thing, in my opinion, will be the worst case because.
But if I go to the court, you think I have more chance to win? Based on the contract, based on everything.
You would win.
You would win.
You would win in court because he's not made any effort.
And also in the contract, it illustrates how much he should, compensate me.
Yeah.
Will be part of the judgment at the end? Justice.
Because there is clear rules.
Yeah,
and
everything.
Agreement. We're not just following the law where there may be some small compensation. You've got to bring receipts because there is clear details for the judge to follow.
Yeah.
Everything is always up to the discretion of the judge. So, for example, providing if there was, in my opinion, if there was the bank, there was you, and there were 10 other people, and then the judge had it explained to him that the bank we know has to be paid first, but maybe if there's only, let's say, 5 million baht extra after selling of the land, but there is 10 debtors, and the total bill for the 10 people is around 10 or 15 million, then in that case, the judge may have to consider not giving the additional compensation, maybe a small part.
Because it's flexible, but because right now it's listed so clearly.
Because these other debtors in there. However, because we are the number 2 in line, we will have priority generally over the 3rd and the 4th.
Yes.
Yeah. So again, that would be the worst case scenario. Just looking at the situation, we would have to do some more of those investigations.
You know what? Because I was back in Shanghai. I was a financial advisor.
Yeah.
I got consultant, and basically I asked the lawyer in Pattaya. They provide me a very basic frame, a template of the contract. It's actually all the detailed things I added up myself.
Yeah.
I had to make it more clear, more specific. No implication, no obscure things inside.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I think right now, if you come to this dispute, it would be a trouble with the contract itself.
There's some nice parts in it, such as those the clear details for the judge to follow, such as the compensation. So that's very nicely done.
Yeah.
The only thing that if we were involved with it on day one, I mentioned in the first meeting, we would have done it differently in terms of we would have communicated with the bank before the deposit was paid to ensure there was 2 letters. A letter to confirm the splitting and a letter to confirm they accepted the sale.
You know what? Yesterday, I was checking the recording between me and the agent and with the landlord.
Yeah.
Actually, I requested that.
Yeah.
I actually had that part, but it was the agent. She was still so sure and about that. Oh, it was not gonna happen. She was pushing me to backward.
Sure.
She even personally talked to my lawyer herself, and they had a phone call. It's all recorded in Thai. I don't know the detail.
Unfortunately, because there would have been some financial interest. So from the 900,000 25% deposit, the agent would have been paid the commission from this. So there were some financial things behind where, unfortunately, it looks like it's been guided into it's not a problem for you. Where in fact, I would have held and delayed a little bit further.
So I was that Kiki, listen to it from. I said you were pushing me for this and making me lose my judgment.
Is there any good relationship with Kiki?
Me?
Yeah.
Actually, I'm more close to Kiki, but actually that time Kiki was more like an assistant.
But now
she was.
The relationship with is good. With you and Kiki now?
Yeah, it's fine.
Good, because
we still can talking and...
because we'll need her later.
Yeah. Because the more dominant person is called Pioi. That woman living there, she's like her husband is the architect. Pioi said her husband had a really good relation with the bank, with everything. She knows everything. She was so sure, that it wouldn't be a problem. I will send you the voice recording later. I mean, if you want it. I will tell you from where you should listen to.
One of the agents as well?
Yeah. Right, I think she's more of the agent. Kiki was more of the translator for me.
Right, fair enough. And where was Oi? Where's her base?
Yeah, over there. Just over there. Just go to this valley and then you're gonna see the first house on the right hand with the glass door, everything. I think probably you will notice. It's only 50 meters away from here to there.
Oi?
Yeah, Oi.
A Thai lady?
Her full name is called Ponti.
Okay. Yeah.
You can. Do you have my contract? Yeah. She listed at the end of the contract. She was one of the witnesses. That's perfect.
Okay, I'm not familiar with the face now. Yeah. So in terms of the contract is good. You've got some nice parts in there for the judge to follow.
Yeah.
In terms of if the land to be repossessed is larger or more valuable than we had hoped, then there is obviously more opportunity to be getting not just your refund but also the additional
compensation.
That for me is too far away. This is 12, 18, 24 months away to go down that route, and it's obviously a financial path which I would advise you.
Would that be more than 2 years?
Well, because of the COVID situation right now, we've got cases which have been over there now for 24 months. Normally we would solve them in 12 to 18 months, but because
the court doesn't want people to come over because they may get a chance to contagious with the COVID, or because the person who is in charge of this doesn't.
Well, I'll give you an example. In some cases, providing both people are not playing games and want to reach a solution, positive or negative, it could be 6 months and up to 12 months. However, if one side, so for example, we would expect the owner from the land would be delaying, therefore I would expect this to be going easily to 18 months, maybe up to 24 months.
But if he's deliberately delaying it, that means the court also has some force to.
They will only allow a certain reason once or twice, and then after that. But unfortunately, sometimes when the court says okay, it's been adjourned, let's come back in 60 or 90 days, because that's the next appointment available in the calendar.
Yeah.
So it's not just okay, you're not available today. You are actually available next week, but unfortunately, because of the calendar, it could be 60 or 90 days. You see, that's the problem. Yeah.
It gives the range, right?
Yeah. And at the moment with the COVID situation, is a fantastic reason. But we've got a case against somebody in Copenhagen, but they've chosen a Bangkok lawyer.
Chose to use a Bangkok lawyer.
Yeah. So therefore, he can't come down from Bangkok. Nobody wants him in Koh Samui. So they won't allow the court.
So finally, they can come to you.
So that particular court case keeps on getting delayed because they have assigned a Bangkok lawyer, and in COVID times, because Bangkok is a red area, that they won't allow him to come in to the court in Samui. So that one keeps on getting adjourned. This one's going to be going into a third year now.
Wow.
Yeah.
But how could they solve that problem?
Well, we just have to wait for the situation, and we'll eventually get.
Has that anything to do with your firm, law firm? Because that Bangkok lawyer wouldn't help, then probably that guy come to you to look for it.
Well, the Bangkok lawyer is just somebody that the person that we're going to court with, although they are Copenhagen based, they have chosen a Bangkok lawyer firm. But because they would normally fly down on a plane, and earlier on in the deal, they would fly in before the COVID situation. We'd go to court, and then he would fly after the court case. But now, because of the COVID situation, they just felt a Bangkok lawyer because they didn't want somebody local. So they've used a Bangkok lawyer. But now the issue is because he's from Bangkok, he can't fly in and out because he'd have to do 14 days quarantine. So this is the problem. Yeah.
Even from Bangkok to here, it has 14 days quarantine?
Now, yeah.
Wow, that's shit.
Yeah. So that one, we were supposed to be in court in July. It got delayed until September. And now because of the COVID situation, again, it's getting worse.
Why not they come to you and turn to you?
Sorry?
Why not he turns to you to look for the solution and everything?
I've got one client in Copenhagen, and we are against another client in Copenhagen. So it's, my client is from Copenhagen, and we are against somebody from Copenhagen. They've chosen a Bangkok lawyer.
The opponent lawyer is from Bangkok. That's why it's delayed. I get it. Okay, that's why.
So for this case, my point is it could be 12 months. But I would expect if there's any delays, he would have to choose a lawyer. Therefore, he's going to have some financial outgoings himself. In my experience, I don't believe he would want to go to court. He would the resolution would be, I accept, I'm not going to be getting the 2.7 million. I have to accept the money's going to the bank. But he knows that's going to clear the police report that we've made. On the basis of writing a police report, it's going to put a little bit more heat on it. So therefore, we are willing to cancel our police report on the basis that you allow us to speak to the bank, and the bank, you have to sign a piece of paper to accept that piece of land is going to be going, and then we just need the bank to accept. So we just need him to communicate with us and accept what the offer is on the table. So that would be my preferred option, and I would...
So it's more like an under-table solution?
What, sorry?
It's more like an under-table solution?
No, on the table, no.
So we don't go to the court in the end?
Well, we don't go to the court because we've got an option right now is where we wrote a police report because
you just need to sign and agree with them.
We won't be asking them. We will cancel the police report on the basis that we will cancel the action that we're making against you on the basis of you following the contract. That's all we're asking, and therefore we need the bank to confirm that you'll allow for him reconfirm you'll go along to the land department. The bank can't sign it. It has to be the owner to sign for the splitting of the land. That's step number one. So we wanted to follow the contract and all the details that are needed to split the land and eventually allow the bank to receive the money and issue you with the half right.
I thought at the very beginning we went to the land office together. I thought he already signed it, but it turned out like he didn't.
No, This is for the surveyor. So the surveyor, we've seen the receipt. Surveyor. So this is, it's going to be a two-step process. One of them, the surveyor from the land department, is to map out all the lines of the land. So that would be step number one.
So they already done it?
No.
Measurement?
That's step number one. They've not been down because they've not come down to pay and not come down to sign. So it's only a 6,000 baht fee for that deposit. And then once they've done the survey, then the proposed splitting of the land into pieces, there'll be another fee, probably around 30 or 40,000 baht. That'll be the next payment, I expect.
For the text, is it?
This
for the transaction.
This will be for the cutting of the land. That normally takes 100 days. So once the survey has been, then once you have the proposal of how the land is going to be cut, it would normally take about 100 days.
Yeah. Wow,
so we are actually...
But I heard like we can just bribe the person inside. It's only 6,000 baht or 9,000 baht.
There is a possibility of speeding up processes, but the standard, the law is about 100 days. If the land department...
Gosh, I thought the 100 days already passed, something like that.
Well, it has, but it hasn't even started yet.
Exactly. That's why I was surprised.
Yeah. So we can help with this to make sure that we know, we can for the communication. If it's too much information for the owner, we can help guide him. We can make the appointments. We have a very good relationship with the land department, so we will make all the appointments, and then we can take over the responsibility, speak to the owner, and say, on this day at this time, please meet us at the land department. Doesn't need to book an appointment. Doesn't need to. Everything's all done for him. That's all we're after. Yeah. Even example, if there is the money's probably spent now already. So even as part of the negotiations, if there's 6,000 baht and then a further example 30,000 baht, provided the bank have accepted to receive your money in exchange of the half a right, I could ask you for the 6,000 baht, I could ask you for the 30,000 baht, and we take it off the balance of 2.7. So as long as the bank and the owner is...
What is 2.7?
The balance. You have.
I mean the rest, the 2.7 million.
So you're not paying any extra money. But if he's saying I've got no money right now,
we just deduct it up.
We don't want any excuse.
Rest of the money.
That's it. We don't want any excuse for him arriving and he's got no money, or he's shy to tell me. So better, you arrive. All I need is you to arrive with your ID card and a signature, and you don't even need to worry about the payment. The payment is there. It's going to be deducted from the banks.
Did you see that actually got the third payment? The third payment is about the road stuff. So I think if I gonna pay the rest of the money to the bank, probably he wouldn't do the road thing.
Again, as long as we've got the bank on our side, in terms of they will accept it, we would have to get a different team of people in there. So forget about him providing anything. We have a government official who he actually builds roads. He's got his own company for building roads. I'd have to get him in. If it was a concrete road, is it that was provided? Is it a concrete road?
Because he sells drugs. So basically, he doesn't want the personal things and his business things get involved. So that's why he would like to separate the the living area out from his own business. So that's why his initial purpose was to build a pavement road or something stuff to get it rid from people living inside. But for me is that even he doesn't do that, because I still can get access to my land. I don't mind that much. You know what I mean? Because he minds that much. Because he was afraid. Because Amsterdam doesn't allow local Thai people go inside. Because they were afraid that his CD business being found out or being supervised or something recorded. But I mean, it matters for him more.
So you're okay with our road?
I'm fine because right now I still can get access to it. But I
think we can if you feel it's an advantage, it's something we can try to add in there later. Again, if it's a 100 or 150,000 baht road, again negotiating with the bank, we would need to take off the payment.
I just remember there once because my ex-boyfriend he wanted to come into the land and the bodyguard was trying to stop him or some stuff because was just trying to look trouble for me, you know what I mean? Because there was once the landlord would like to borrow some money from me. I directly said no.
The landlord? Okay.
Landlord is borrowing money from everyone. Even borrowing money from the employers.
Wow.
Yeah, employees.
When was the last time you seen him?
I just talked to him yesterday because one of the house is being because had a dispute. So right now I asked him to give me another house. It's just temporarily use that house as my dancing studio, record the videos, TikTok things. So I just get that permission. I can use that house.
Okay.
And until the dispute of the other house finishes.
Sure. Okay. So he's actually living on site.
Not in the land, but in Copenhagen, somewhere else. I think you can get the address from his ID card.
Okay, and the relationship is okay on the telephone? When you've spoken to him?
He couldn't speak English, but actually because right now...
How did you communicate with him? Is it via...
From the employee.
Okay.
His name is Jirapong, so I call him Pong. So basically right now, if some official resolution with the landlord, I would look for you or look for the police to solve that. But I still have my personal request because hey, if this because you promised I'm gonna have two houses, but because this house doesn't work, then give me the other one. So I just ask the other one, get it to me.
Sure.
But basically from his employee and everything, and we basically know that because like last time I told you because he got the cash flow chain and the Amsterdam bar is it didn't work during the COVID, so that's why his chain one of the section got problem, so that's why the whole chain got a cold chain reaction. So he couldn't sustain his cash flow and everything. He did, the landlord, the guy told me he even doesn't have enough money to pay something, and very cheap things. That's why he sold all the buffaloes in Amsterdam, the Amsterdam bar. To say he's desperate. But so because he couldn't speak English, but basically I have okay relation with him. Because I think something official, like from the lawsuit or the court thing or the police thing, let the professional people like you and the police handle it. But I still have my personal request, so I asked it. I got what I want.
So in summing it up, there's two options. One of them is I believe it would be a in my opinion, a 70% chance if we use our plan A, which is we go and make a police report, and we would still need to get some more information on from land departments in a little bit more details. We would approach the bank, although we don't have a power of attorney. I think they already know the case, so we would hope that we'd get some type of information from the banks as well. On the back of gathering in and making a full detailed police report, that then would put him under some heat, because we want him to follow the agreement. On the back of that, with the police report.
Additionally, actually, the bank has one copy of the contract.
Okay, perfect. So they're aware of it,
they know it, because we went to the bank together for the DD, because I did the DD myself. Basically, but I think the one section is missing because the agent was cheating us, that telling me that because I actually wanted the letter from the landlord, from the bank. I even requested that the bank should be one of the witnesses to sign on it.
That would have been perfect.
It would be perfect, but they are trying so hard to solve it. I have the recording. I will send it to you later. So
sure.
And I even told Kiki, I said, you basically just obscure my judgment and trying to.
Do we have? I don't know if I asked last time. You communicate at the moment on WhatsApp, but you also have Messenger as well. Do you use Messenger or? I mean, with you or with... Do you use Messenger? Kiki? No. Do you yourself, do you use Messenger? Yeah. It just, it'll be better, because at the moment, I don't use WhatsApp very often. So I just want to make sure, because we have Howard and the team involved with this, that we'll have a channel, maybe WhatsApp group, a Messenger group, and then any videos and things, links, etc., then it's all in one group. Because right now I'm basically building up my blog about the whole thing. I can just share the one link and then you can just get everything there. Okay. I already extracted all the key information, so you don't have to go through the recording yourself. So that would be the option, my preferred option. And as I say, I would expect it's going to be less than 30% chance that we even need to go to court. But at least if we do go to court, you know exactly what the steps were. But I think if we go to court, I got maybe 90% or 100%. Winning chance, right? Yeah. The win is not the concern, but it's the emotion, it's the time period, it's the when it's involved. It's exhausting. It's knowing that if it has been delayed and there's another 90 more days to wait, it can be painful. So we would first of all try to go down option one, which is pushing him into a position where he's going to communicate, cooperate, and whatever is needed then by the bank, that he is willing to cooperate and sign documentation accordingly. Okay. Sometimes when you have an individual, and obviously even a few small police action or situation, when you have an actual law firm behind you and actually making serious police reports with bringing them into a meeting and explaining that these are the two options. This is option A, this is option B. And at least then he knows we're going in a serious direction. Things are going to get very messy for him very quickly. Okay, great. Because there's maybe a reason that I would like to go to the court, because I know that I can get a double amount of compensation. And also because I'm right now making this thing more like a story, and I already got a lot of attention back in China, and I like it. So it's for me, it's like more like a game to how to play with it. So I mean, I will still see the court as a one option if it can bring a lot of attention, bring a lot of traffic. I mean, based on my needs, I personally, I think because based on the contract, I'm very confident about I'm gonna be winner. But it's just the landlord is so stupid, he doesn't know who the person is dealing with. So I think because most people they don't have social media supporting them, they don't have a lot of fans or whatever followers, so they don't have another dimensional tool to play. Where are your followers? What channel is it? Is it TikTok or? It's all the Chinese social media. It's called watermelon. Oh right, okay. It's like a copycat of the YouTube, but but it's all that's where Chinese. Your followers are from. All Chinese. So basically, they have a lot of them. They have intention to come to Thailand to buy a property or to base here, but before they have no idea about Copenhagen. They only know about some watermelon video. Wow, have you heard of it? It's like TikTok. Oh, you know it. Watermelon is like big. I can tell you. So the TikTok is actually a Chinese company. You know that? Right. So the TikTok is called. The TikTok has three, sub brand.
So watermelon is part of it. It's for the long video, but it's only based on it's only focusing on the Chinese market.
Got it.
Yeah, but the TikTok.
How many followers do you have on there?
I got 2, but one I don't show my face. You know, I talk about the horoscope, all the bullshit things. I don't believe that, but I know it can draw attention. That one got 21 million followers.
Wow.
So the other one, it's more about my crazy slutty life, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's more personal. So
and that has different followers.
Yeah, that has different. Those followers are more like a Thai people who are interested in Thailand, that things. Yeah.
And how many followers on the second?
That only not up to 3,000. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. But
the first one is huge. Yeah. 21 million. Yeah.
But I wouldn't use that first one to talk about my dispute.
Sure.
Because that one is all about
the
superstition, Chinese feng shui, all these things. Horoscope for the young kids or some stuff.
Yeah.
But I personally know a lot of the influencers in living in Thailand, reporting the Thailand, the things. I mean, they're Chinese. So
I'm just trying to think.
Yeah.
Did you book a boat trip?
What?
Did you book a boat trip a few weeks ago?
No.
No.
Well, you remember? You think I look familiar with some of the clients?
I own a company called Asia Blue.
Yeah, you told me last time.
And there was somebody who was an influencer.
And Chinese?
I'm just thinking. I only seen a typical because my partner deals with it, so I only seen a small little picture on the screen. So I'm just wondering who was
Chinese?
Possibly Chinese, yeah. But yeah, they were going to go to Antong for the day.
Antong? What's
Antong trip? Yeah, Antong National Marine Park.
That one.
Yeah. So
I never been there. I wanted to go.
Yeah. Well, this weekend, if you wanted to go, there's a Saturday boat trip going out.
Oh.
So tomorrow is the boat trip going out on Saturday, and then we have a Sunday trip.
You have this next week?
Next week, I'm not too sure what the schedule is, but I know this week, what's the day? Friday. So yeah, tomorrow Antong, and on Sunday.
Tomorrow is not available for me.
And Sunday they have, Sunday is going to Kolmar. So it's a sunset cruise, kayaking, snorkeling, and things like that.
I'm probably gonna book the next one.
Yeah, sure.
Just keep me updated.
I will.
Because I have to prepare what kind of. I have to do some research, so I can do some talking.
Well, have a look at us online as Asia Blue, and then you'll see some of the boat activity going on from there. But let's now over here. Let's make. Let me find you on. Let's have a look. I'm going to make a messenger group.
Yeah.
You type in your name for me there.
It's me.
Okay. Give you a quick thumbs up.
Thank you.
And then I'm going to make a group then with Power.
It's so weird, the song you sent me the message, it just give me two options, block and delete. It should accept a request, something like that, right? It's so weird, they did this, the app. Here's a group.
Okay. So that's the group. And then what we'll do is if you send us any links and things that we need to look at, we can send it to the group. And then what I don't want to happen is, with the WhatsApp group, I've got quite a lot of channels of communicators. I don't want to miss any of the messages you see. So at least my team will be able to see everything.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So you've got a lot to think about really now. It's the decision to be made is if we can go ahead. Obviously the answer is it's successful. We can be successful in court. My preferred route plan. I know obviously for
not too much drama.
Well, I know you talked about it would be good for your channel.
You know how many people they are so enthusiastically would like to know how the court goes.
Yeah.
They want to know how corrupted the Thai government is, or it is not.
It's not. It's
actually,
very black and white. Yeah.
Exactly. I've known this from last time. But they still would like to challenge that. You know, it's like a mental challenge.
It's the pieces in between it, before, should I say, which are getting to court, whether people are following the law or not following the law. Yeah. And obviously, from this side, now that you've got us on our side, we can follow the law and make sure that it's implemented. We're going to be in a win-win situation in court. But I always like solutions to problems, and for me the solution is you walk into the agreement to buy it, and I would like to be able to force that by a little bit of scare tactics with the owner. We want to help the owner not get into trouble, and the way that we can do that is just follow the plan. And if you don't do that, we have no option, but we have to go to court.
But what do you think about the dispute on the house? You think that is not a problem?
The dispute on the house may be an issue right now. But obviously, once we know we're following the plan, as I say, obstacle one, will the owner communicate and cooperate? If he's doing both of those, then we've got the bank. If the bank accepts, then it doesn't matter who's where, because we have a sale on that land and then you have the legal rights to it. That's it.
You know, before the dispute becomes a problem, and actually the person who rented this place from the landlord, he came to me in person. He said, you just gave me 500,000 baht, and I will just exit. I will leave you this house to you, blah blah blah. Because he knows that if I looking for the lawyer or like a legal procedure, and he would be listed the least to get compensation or some stuff.
He's not concerned at all, because again, we can get involved with a little bit, or in terms of Mr. Chai and probably the army.
The army guy is called Nukong.
Yeah. Do you have any pictures of him, or?
No, I don't have.
Send a message with the name. This is the army on the island that came to the bungalow, correct?
Yeah.
So the likelihood is we could solve that situation, make it go away quite quickly as well. Generally, a phone call to one of the local army generals in Surat.
There was a time that before the Chai, as a representative of the Nukong, and we actually arranged a meeting with the landlord. And the Chai would like to ask the landlord to sign a contract that the land is finished cutting, and the soon the landlord gets money, the landlord would pay them money, like 500,000 baht as priority. Then the rest money goes to the bank, because they just wanted to get something, in this case.
So it looks like he owes them money as well.
Yeah, but Wallop was very, very sneaky. He just ran away. He said, I have a phone call, and during the phone call, he just disappeared. Yeah, so basically.
So it looks like Chai has quite possibly the sounds of it. I think the only reason why the army person was there is because he owes Chai money.
Wait, you mean the army guy?
Well, the army guy is probably a friend of Chai.
Yeah.
And he's probably the only reason why the army guy there is because the owner of the land owes Chai money.
I think probably no,
right?
Because the owner only it's not all about owning money or something. It's more about he said that they had a verbal or whatever writing agreement about something so that they would like.
If there is no financials behind it, no problem. Give them that bungalow. Give them a different bungalow on the land.
Because basically, I think they wouldn't compromise.
Okay.
Because they think they are powerful or some stuff.
Okay.
Right. Second, I personally think Chai is being very upset with the landlord, because he thinks the landlord is just an asshole, or he's like a piece of shit. He doesn't want to spend too much, because Chai is also busy with his own aluminium business everywhere on the island. And I have talked to Chai for many times, and Chai said, "Oh, this is a piece of shit. I'm very busy. I don't have time to do these things." So that's why he would like to settle this dispute as soon as possible, that he could focus things. He doesn't. He only gave a fuck to the army guy. I think they have some other relationship.
Sure.
Yeah. So that's why he
from our side, if we get the bank to accept cutting that land from that point, that's your legal land. Whatever dispute they have, they'll have to take it up directly, and if that's giving them another bungalow, then that's what they'll have to do.
Yeah.
I can't see it being any issue whatsoever.
Because the bungalows or houses are not registered. So whatever, like last time you said, first that these bungalows are not registered from the land office. So any contract based on them is useless, right? Can I say that way? Second,
it depends. Yeah, I mean, it still holds weight. If it's been registered with the land and any buildings on it, but the fact is it's not registered, so it's not a registered contract, so it doesn't hold any weight in that respect. Yeah.
And also second is that, like you said, they had a 10 years contract. This contract is not registered in the land office as well, so this is also illegal.
Sure.
Or it doesn't. It's not legit.
Sure.
Yeah.
So okay, so let's today it's Friday, so maybe I'll give you over the weekend. You let me know what action you want us to do. When you're ready, then we can then put a time scale and a plan going forward.
You mean action one is that to find a solution with the landlord, with the bank, everything?
Yeah.
Well, the solution two is to draft a lawsuit.
Police report and then directly to court. So police report, no negotiation, directly to court. Or you're smiling. Police report. You're thinking about it. Police report. Try to negotiate. Try to get the land sale through the banks.
I personally would like to go to the. I mean, I know that it will both ways serves me. Yeah. But I'm just like evaluating like which one can be more dramatic, could be funny, like a story. You know what I mean?
I would hope that forcing the landlord through good communication would be a great way to successfully get your house at the end of it.
Yeah.
This is the one I would. I'm okay with both, but I would prefer the first one, so at least we've tried to engage in.
If involved with the court, like how much I have to pay? Actually,
the court is around 150,000.
150,000.
Yeah. So it's you're going to be in our lives for the next 24 months. Yeah, there's a lot of
but documentation preparation.
There is.
A lot of meetings.
But then you've also got the situation with the first route. We may have a solution within, let's say, 90 days where we know we're going on the right path, where we could, in the next, let's say, 6 months, you own the land and you own the properties you tried to purchase on day one. So all within 6 months, it could all be rounded up and then you own the property. So you have to think over the weekend, and let me know what option you want to go for.
Yeah.
All right.
I think I at first I would prefer solve the problem, but I may in the middle of the process.
That's
my mind is changing. I said, okay, I want to make dramatic.
That's okay.
I want a story, so I go to the court.
That route plan, over a 30-day period, as we get information back based on a meeting with.
Because I think if that happens, it serves you as well. Because I can make your law firm very famous based on that.
Yeah,
because I'm preparing this website because I'm trying to.
We have to have a Chinese legal team as well, then helping us with emails. I think.
Really?
Well, I'm saying if we're going to be famous in a good way, then we would have to get some help and assistance and answering emails.
Exactly.
With the first option, as I say, the route plan, I'm expecting it being over a period of time to get a good resolution step by step. However, halfway in between that, if we find that the owner is not very responsive, not very polite, clearly not good, I can't even reach the step of forcing the bank because I need the owner on board. So from that point, we may not go all the way. We may then have to, speak to him, say, owner's not playing game, not been very polite. The option to go to court, you're going to get 2 more million followers. So that's an option. Even with the good option, in my opinion, that's the best way to try to communicate. We still may end up going to court at the end of it, or halfway in between it.
Okay.
All right.
I got it.
Good.
Yeah. Because I'm also thinking about the path. Because right now I haven't finished all the recording, like what's it called, dictation, or I'm converting to the text yet. After finish, I will just share everything to the Copenhagen, like a group or some stuff, just to see how this drama plays. Like dropping a bomb into the water and see what the percussion would get.
Hopefully we'll be famous for the right reasons then.
I mean, for me, it's like you get some fame, then you get some money. That's basically the business how it works. Whatever serves. But also, I was thinking, another reason I think I would like to challenge the court is that because from the contract, I know that I'm pretty safe if I go to court. I probably, at the first, I have to pay some money at the very beginning. But if I go to the court, that means all the money I pay for you for anything is gonna be redeemed by the landlord because of the
contract.
The contract.
Always remember though, that's subject to the judge's final conclusion. We can follow it, but it's still always dependent on the case. at that time, and of course what the bank situation is. So we can force this through the courts, but what the situation would be is at that time in 12 months' time or 18 months' time.
Okay, how about this? Is that possible that let's continue this case?
Yeah.
But I would like you to do more research on the side of the bank to see
I
how
think that's very important anyway.
Yeah.
We need to learn
how
more about
big the site total, like the value is, and how much the bank wants.
Yes.
Actually, I heard the bank last time he said he doesn't want all the money at first. He just would like to get the 50% or some stuff.
Yeah, and you said the number was 27.
Yeah, I think last time the 27 million the total.
Yeah.
But he said the bank said the 50% will be okay if the landlord would like to pay first or some stuff.
When you went to the bank, did you go in on your own or did you go in with Kiki or?
I go with Kiki and my PI. But there was a time, I found like the PI was very dominant, talking. I couldn't understand what they were talking about the time, but I recorded. But I think that, it doesn't, I think I will save my time find a person translate. You guys just talk to the banks, see what's going on.
Yeah. Sure. The banks, they know us down there. We really very often.
And also, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are so curious about how the court goes in Thailand. But a lot of people, like foreigners, they don't like to expose their privacy or something. I don't give a fuck about that.
Well, it's only been a short period of time. My office has been open just over a year and a half now. And so far, every court case, we've not lost one yet. So that's good.
Let's celebrate the
it's important preparation, preparation, make sure everything is very well documented, and that's day one, we're there. If there's a chance, then sometimes a resolution beforehand will let in this case,
so that's why I like you guys to read the document, the contract first, carefully, because I think that some contracts somehow is very
some of them are awful, some of them are really bad, but thankfully there's a lot of good information in there for the judge to follow.
So they have something to refer to.
And what by me going down to the land department as well, that key information, part of the resolution was not just the contract, but he's not made any effort. So that's why
Who made me?
The owner of the landlord has not made any effort. So that clause about he had certain things to do within the 8 months, when we checked the land department, he's not even done the first.
I think the song he signed the contract, he didn't give a fuck about his contract anymore. I doubt even he read the contract.
And that would affect that information from the land department. It's not even from the first job on there, and that will be part of my police report.
Before a child found a lawyer to kind of review the contract. He's like, oh fuck, the landlord is just gonna get his ass burned because this contract is so restricted and it has everything detailed. He said the lawyer said, well, this contract is professional. And the child lawyer said, oh, there's if it goes to the court, there's very little chance the landlord could win. But then that's why Chad said, oh, the landlord is fucking stupid because he didn't know, like, this is, troublesome for him.
Sure. Hello. Not so. Oh, cool.
That reminds me when I was young, if I made something very terrible in school, and then the teacher would ask you to bring a document to sign
This is for the day trip.
Day trip?
Day trip. So next week we're going on a day trip. But this is the funny thing about it. That's education centre. So that's so it's for the day trip for the teacher. And of course,
asking the parents to sign up.
Yes.
Same thing.
But it needs to be done. But I'm going to put anything behind it. Of course, it's my school thing.
Interesting. Wonderful.
How nice the weekend. And what we'll do is I'll now we've got your messenger. I'll set you up probably with another little group, which is Francois. Francois is my partner with Asian Group. And then he can probably, I'll send you some links to our Facebook page, and then if you follow, you'll be able to see what activity. Every weekend is not exactly the same. We do like we have a group from Sea-to-Do. Sometimes they go on the boat, you know, with small drums.
Small what?
Small drums.
Oh, yeah.
We call it drum in the sun. So they'll go snorkeling, kayaking, but they also have the drums. So as the sun's going down, they're all drumming on the boat and they're pulling.
How long does the trip take?
That one is around, I think it's 2 o'clock, 5 hours.
Ah.
Yeah, so 2 and come back at 7 o'clock.
Oh, yeah.
The one on Anton, you leave at 8:30, you get back around 6:30.
So you have snorkeling and everything?
Snorkeling, kayaking. Last weekend we went to Anton for 2 days, so we slept.
You know, normally I just dress like this because I'm afraid of sound like a vampire. So that's why I will need to actually find a partner. I mean, I will ask my best the female friend.
Right.
Kiki, I think, okay. Cici, you know, she opened a restaurant next to 69.
Oh, okay, 69 is down here, right?
Yeah, 69 bar is over there.
Over there, yeah.
You should try it. It's the best Chinese food. I compared it back to the food I tried in China. There is even better.
Wow.
Yeah, much better.
Okay.
I mean, if we got time,
she's Chinese, right?
She's Chinese.
She's Chinese. So
She knows a lot of, you know, I think you British guys have your own circle in Copenhagen, right? She's very close to them. Because that's why all her customers know Cici.
Cici, okay. And it's next to 69 bar.
Yeah,
side,
right now they are having cooperation together because 69 the bar doesn't work, right? Because of the new rules.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why the owner partnership with her for this kind of like business,
right?
Like restaurant business. Well, the food is so good.
Yeah.
CC shop, that's her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Very nice.
Yeah, I mean, we can go there.
Yeah.
Yeah, really nice. I can introduce the best food there.
Good.
Because I've tried all.
I've been everywhere. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Bye.